tributes continue to pour in following the passing of the late Deputy President of the country, David Mabuza. We'll speak to some of those closest to him to get them to pass their tribute, but also to learn more about the man behind the politics. To stay with us.
Des.
Hallo?
Ukraine.
Hi, Njani?
Hayi no, siyancenga.
Asincengeni bafethu. Yeah.
Yizo nje lezi but ke hayi. Sizoba right.
Sizawuthini? Asina plan.
Asina plan.
Asina plan mfethu. Asina plan mfethu.
Asina plan. All right, we're coming to you shortly.
Okay, sure.
Back with you here on the Newsfeed PM. Thanks for staying on. We continue looking into the life of the late former Deputy President, David Mabuza, who passed away on Thursday. I'm joined now by Desmond Moela, speaking on behalf of the family. Desmond, good to have you with us, however, during this difficult time to just come in and reflect on the life of the man that you've known very closely, who's impacted you in many ways. But maybe as an opening note, giving you an opportunity just to pour out your own tributes and your reflection.
No, thank you very much, Thabo, and greetings to yourselves and the viewers. Let me appreciate this opportunity, Thabo. I don't take it very light. I appreciate the moment that you are giving me. Let me indicate that we have, and personally, I have lost a hero, a giant, because Mabuza was very close to my heart. He was like a father to me. I am what I am. I must confirm that I'm what I am. It's because of his teaching, his contribution, and I've part of my life. It's I don't know how am I going to I can explain this, but I'm hardly broken because he was very close to me, and he was like a father, and I was groomed by him. I'm saddened, Thabo, just to sum up it all.
Yeah,
I'm very much saddened.
I mean, anecdotally, from us knowing your interaction with him, we could say you were quite close. But how did he impact you at a political level, his politics? How have they influenced you and how you approach politics?
You know, just to indicate to you, Thabo, and the viewers, is that Mabuza comes from the area where I come from, Paula, in Ward 5, Mbombela, Mpumalanga. And when I was young, we were looking upon him, contributing, changing the lives of the people in that particular area. And then some of us, we thought that, no man, he's doing very well. And then we started interacting with him, and then he groomed me. When I became the chairperson of the Youth League in Ehlanzeni region, the then Ehlanzeni region, yes, even today is the Ehlanzeni region, he played a very crucial role. Together with other comrades. When I became the chairperson of the province, also in the Youth League, he was there for me. Whereas when I became the deputy president of the ANC Youth League, he contributed a lot with other comrades, nurturing me, showing me how to attend to issues. But most important, that what I will remember about him is the issue of being disciplined. Always he will tell me that if you want to grow in the space of politics, you must be disciplined and you must respect people. You must be humbled and you must be able to help people. So those were the issues and the teachings that I've learned from Comrade Titi, which I think I will take it that very strong and move on and soldier on because of his teaching.
One of the many, things that you could ask about the former deputy president is this mystery of the unity vote that would have led to him coming into the administration of President Cyril Ramaphosa becoming his deputy. What did he say to you about this concept of the unity vote and why it was important at that moment to go for the unity vote instead of going for what others would have said a factional vote with the Premier League?
Yes, during that time, you'll recall that I was the deputy president. At some point, he convened us to say we must make sure that whatever outcomes of the particular national conference, it must unite the African National Congress. Because in his view is that time for factions must come to an end. That is why he was saying unity must be the order of the day. If you can recall very well, he, at some point before and heading to the national conference of the ANC in that year, 2017, he even convened chairpersons of different provinces here in Mbombela, where he was able to indicate and preach the gospel of unity. So including us as members of the ANC Youth League, I still remember it was myself and the former president of the ANC Youth League, Comrade Colin Maine, where he said to us, I can see you're still young, you still have got energy. What is key and what I want you to live with is that you must preach the gospel of unity. If the ANC can be united and fight issues of factionalism, it will help the ANC to grow. But if we continue, especially to us as young people who are leading the ANC League, then if we continue with factions, we are going to contribute in killing the African National Congress. Even during, after the conference, of the recent conference where he declined nomination, he indicated to say, I will remain a strong member of the ANC. I declined because I don't want to be part of issues and I don't want to be part where there is no unity. But my task is to make sure that the ANC must be united, and I will help wherever I am. In my small Anyana corner there, I will help for and contribute for the unity of the ANC. So unity, it was always his word, it was always in his tongue. Always when he speaks, he will never miss an opportunity to speak about unity and uniting all members of the ANC, including those that have left the African National Congress. He will always say, we must find time and space. We must not push people outside the ANC, because he believes very strong that the ANC is the only hope for our people.
Yeah. What do you make of some of the misunderstandings? I know Sifiso Mtsweni, who is your colleague, would have reflected on how he sometimes be misunderstood for some of the comments that he would make. For example, he says, you shape up or we break your legs. And people would have said there's this contradiction in terms of his legacy and what he stood for.
I was there when he said those words. I still remember very well. We were in Mbombela, in Chema Silela. He was reflecting on the outcome of local government elections, if we can all recall. And then he was indicating to all of us as members of the ANC that, for us to build the ANC, we need strong people, we need strong characters, people who care about the people. We need people who will take care of our people and give services to our people. And if you are not in agreement, then we'll pull your leg, because you don't want to form part of working together with the collective. So it was about working within the collective and working and making sure that you deliver what is. If you are given a role as the mayor, if you are given a role, remember at that time he was holding a key position in government. If you are given a role as an MEC, maybe, and you don't want to shape, then something must happen with you. It literally was not actually meaning breaking a leg, but to say, if you don't perform, you must walk out of that particular position.
Yeah. He seems to have embraced this name, the cat, himself. I mean, he would make reference to himself with no ikati bati lihambi, ikati libuyile. What was his understanding of how he acquired that name, and I suppose yours as well?
Well, Thabo, you'll recall that former Deputy President Comrade Didi, at some point, he was not well, he was very ill, and then he was treated for a long time. And then when he came back, you'll recall that we made a statement as the Youth League in Mpumalanga Provincial Government Complex when we were welcoming him back as the Premier after that long illness. When he came back, that's when the name Cat came in, because we were saying, after making the statement, we said to the Premier then, who is the late Deputy President, we said, no, there was a problem. When you were not around Premier, there was a problem. Everybody was doing as he or as she likes. And then we don't take that very kind as the Youth League, as the then Youth League. And then when he responded, because we said at that particular time, we have, probably I can still remember, I said, we have got MECs who are sleeping on their duty, HODs who don't care about young people in terms of the youth development. Remember, the former Deputy President and the former Premier was very passionate about youth development. So when we were reporting back in that particular moment, we indicated all these frustrations that we were confronting young people of Mpumalanga province. And then that's when the name Cat came in. He said when he was addressing the people and all comrades and all people of Mpumalanga on that day that don't worry, the Cat is back. Remember, I've survived now. The Cat has got many lives. So I am back, the Cat is back, and I'm going to survive for a long time.
Yeah.
That's when the name came in.
And we saw him coming back now again in the last national elections, saying, you know, I've recuperated, I'm back, and I'm still here to fight for the unity and the stability and the survival of the ANC. I mean, as family now, closer to him, were you hoping that the episodes of his illness would have been a thing of the past by then?
Well, you are correct, Thabo. When he came back in that particular conference, you'll recall, as you are now quoting him very well, he was addressing around Gauteng, and then he said, no, I'm back, I'm in full force, I'm ready to work, I'm ready to hit the ground running. He was very well. He was, indeed, it's correct, he was very well. So he then proceeded with the work of the government, he then proceeded with the work of the ANC up until he resigned as the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa.
When you reflect on him now outside the public eye, I mean, I would have interacted with him on media platforms, maybe just a few instances where I could sit with him outside of the glare of the media, comes across as a very warm, fatherly figure. What is he like when he was on his farm in Barberton?
Well, when he was around here at home, he will usually play your chess, and at some point he will play chess alone. Surprisingly, he will sit there and play chess alone, and also play a pool. He enjoyed playing a pool also alone. And when you ask him, why are you doing this? Why are you playing alone? He's saying, no, I'm busy with calculations. I'm making calculations, proper calculations, so that whenever I go out, I've made all my calculations very, 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 very clear. But he was a loving man. He was a caring father, a loving father, who loved his family dearly. Whenever he's here at home, he will spend most of his time with the family, because in most of the time he will not be here as a family man, but be outside doing other political work and government work. So that was Mr. Mabuza when he's home. He will like spending time interacting with the kids and the wife and everybody within the family. So he loved his family dearly, including the extended family. Whenever he's available at home, everybody, he will call everybody to come so that they sit, they talk, and all that, family issues and many other issues related to the family.
Yeah. Desmond, we don't take this time lightly. We appreciate your reflection and coming on and your tributes that you have shared with us this afternoon. That's Desmond Moela there. He's speaking on behalf of the family.